And we have a little bit more information about the Bryan Cook situation. Fortunately, he did not sustain any lower leg fractures during his fall and then subsequent injury to that left lower extremity, that ankle. I've been kind of just watching the updates and anything about his particular injury. And then whenever I learned that there was no fracture, it did make me wonder what else it could be. And then kind of looking about the injury and just the rotation and how in one photo, it looked as if his foot is 180 degrees of where it should be. And then it almost seems to spring back or pop back into maybe a normal position right after the fall, the roll, the injury. Now let's remember that there are lots of connective structures that go from that lower leg bone into the ankle itself. Andy Reid did mention that he did have some kind of work in the past on that same ankle. Exactly what that work is, I don't know. But also that the foot and ankle, they do join at a bone called the talus. And that at the talus is special because there's no connecting muscles or tendons to that particular bone. But then again, there are ligaments there as well. It is noted by Andy Reid today that he did have a sprain. Now let's remember that there are lots of injuries that could occur to the ankle that not necessarily are fractures, but could be soft tissues such as ligaments or even tendons from some of the muscles there. There's a lot of structures that could be injured in a traumatic injury like he had. And going back to that talus bone that we were talking about, there is an off chance that perhaps that foot did give way, rotate, and was so loose that it managed to come out of its normal place, avoid fracturing anything, and simply become dislodged, and then again put those connective tissues at risk versus the bones being included. So just because he doesn't have fractures doesn't necessarily mean he's out of the woods for an injury. One possible outcome could be that he did have his rotation of his leg and his foot, and that the natural elasticity of the tissues brought it back together in a almost dislocation and then subsequent immediate reduction right there. Now, whether or not that reduction occurred on his own or he has assistance from the staff on the field, I'm not sure, but it's certainly possible. At any rate, he probably does have some swelling, some potential ligament issues, some potential tendon issues that at least will need to be stabilized before returning to play. How long of a time period that is a very good question at this point. Obviously, when we know more about the situation, we'll have a better idea of when he'll be back to play. But as of right now, my understanding is he is not playing until we have a better idea of what's going on. I am happy to hear that he does not have fractures. However, I am still concerned that it was a very exaggerated rotation that he did have to his foot. When he did fall on top to it, it seemed to invert, meaning go in towards the body, and then, again, have that really bad rotation. So as we know more, I will continue to follow his comeback. I fully expect him to be back playing whenever he is good, healthy, and ready. And you can follow that journey with me here on the channel. I thank you, everybody, for listening, and have a wonderful night.